Welcome to episode 6 of the TheAMTalk, the podcast where we, Artem and Mila, talk about things that we think are interesting and that others like to think about also.
So what else is going on?
Except the existential dark void, which is existence.
Yeah. What did you have for lunch? Let's be more down to earth.
I didn't really have lunch today. I went to the gym today. That was my big
Really?
accomplishment.
Instead of lunch?
Yeah, I woke up really late. I have been waking up late. So I wake up, I YouTube for like 2 hours, and then I roll out of bed and go to the gym, so I haven't really eaten. And then I did this with you. That's
You're
been
still
my
going
day.
to that. You're still going to that awesome gym in Odessa that has a DJ booth.
Yes. I even took a photo of the thing today. Although there was no DJ yet today, but I did take a photo. No DJ. But I did take a photo of the kind of looking through the equipment and to the booth.
What if they don't even have a DJ? What if that's just a trick to make people sign up?
What if there is no spoon?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I saw
There's
them.
no
I saw the DJ at some point. By the way, I don't want people to come away from this talk thinking like they shouldn't learn and listen to things and improve themselves.
They should. They absolutely should.
They should. We should. I should. I do.
Well, I shouldn't. I think that people should, like, if they're taking some other people's opinion into consideration, and when they make a conclusion about what they should do or should not do about their life, they should, first of all, they should make that decision according to what they think and not what someone else thinks.
Right. Be skeptical. Be skeptical.
Yes, I am. Even though that someone else is a celebrity.
Especially if that someone else is a celebrity.
Especially if someone else is a celebrity. And especially since success is measured by your bank account. Like if that, like, what was that name of the person that you mentioned who is like a multimillionaire?
Tony Robbins.
Right. So if that's Tony Robbins and he's a millionaire, so looks like and sounds like he knows what he's doing and knows what he's talking about, as long as he's a millionaire, right?
But it's not. But it's not really true.
But how do you know?
Yeah.
How do you know? Maybe he's just talking. Apparently he's good at talking. But what if that's just it? What if he's just good at talking and nothing else? Like, why should you consider his advice? I mean, You can consider his advice, but it's not like you should take his advice by default without even thinking yourself.
Right.
You know, I have my own opinion, but here's Tom. I forgot his name again.
Tony.
Here's Tony, who's a millionaire. So
Anthony. His name is Anthony Robbins.
Whatever. So there's this dude who's a millionaire, and that makes him better by default. So screw me, screw what I think. He's a millionaire. I'm gonna do what he tells me to do.
Oh, by the way, he's estimated to be worth $500 million.
What's his phone number? Is he married?
Yeah, he's very married. He's very married.
Is he happily married?
He's the happiest married because he's Tony Robbins. Like, are you kidding me?
That's exactly my point. How do you know? It doesn't make him happy by default. What if he's miserable? What if he's just making fun of all those people? Like, okay, you jerks, listen to me. I'm gonna give you the shittiest advice ever just because I'm a millionaire and I can talk. And you're gonna listen to me.
It's guys like that who get found out about all the shady shit they're doing because they put on such a positive face through things like this, and then you find out. Maybe, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of that are psychos. I don't know that Tony Robbins is a psycho. I think his heart is in the right place, and I think he's doing good things. But I think it's what you said. People should take things in skeptically. But what does that mean? That means don't listen to it like it's something
That
you're
means
supposed to
trust
do.
yourself first.
Don't listen to it that it's something you're supposed to do. Listen to it as the opinion that one person has, which may or may not be correct.
I think that those people who have this image of perfection, like there's something wrong with them. They're absolutely great. They're always smiling, even though you know it's fake, but still. They're always smiling. They're like perfection, 24/7. Usually they're psychos. Usually there's so many skeletons in the closet. Oh my God. But the image they're showing, the image of themselves that they're showing to the world is like, I don't know, what would be is there any person who you think of when you, who comes to your mind when you think of someone who's like, seems perfect? Anyone?
I don't know anybody perfect.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm having a hard time remembering who would be an example.
Matt Damon.
Nobody's perfect. No.
Matt Damon is perfect. You don't think so?
No, he's not.
What are you talking about?
I don't think he's perfect.
How is he not perfect?
He's not perfect because he's actually, I think he's not perfect. Well, according to me, like, this is just my opinion. I don't think he's perfect because he's awful in sex scenes in his movies. I don't even know why he does those scenes because he's awful. He's like the opposite of sex in sex scenes. He looks so unnatural. As if a gay person would be in bed with a woman and you can like see something like all of the emotions on the face of that man, from not caring to disgust.
Mm-hmm.
I like Matt Damon, but I do not like him in sex scenes. He's good with the weapon though.
That's so funny. I've never really considered the quality of his sex scenes. Just goes to show you what men look at and what women look at is very different. But point taken that really no one is perfect. It's a very difficult example to come up with.
But those who are trying to look like they're perfect, usually those are the most fucked up people. Because they're hiding something. That's why they're trying to look perfect.
Or too happy. It's so funny. I was watching this girl on YouTube who's very popular. She's got like 200,000 subscribers, whatever. And she puts out these little videos about, like top 5 ways to be positive, something. So and she's got good ideas. She read a bunch of books. She compiled the content and she puts it out in this kind of a sweet and fun way, and she does a good job. So great for her, and a lot of good wisdom in her videos about reaching goals and being happy and all this nonsense, right? Well, it's not nonsense. These are good things. Then I looked at her Instagram, and on her Instagram she posted something that was, I think, a link to her video or something like that. And then she commented 5 minutes later, "Oh, I guess I posted my video a little too early, and people are not waking up yet or not active yet," alluding to the fact that she didn't get as many likes as she wanted to get on her video when she posted it. This is a person who outwardly is projecting this, "I'm so happy with life, I'm doing everything, I'm so successful, it's beautiful, and look how beautiful things are, and you can be this beautiful too." But this is a person who's desperately addicted to recognition and likes on YouTube, to a point where if she doesn't get enough likes, this ruins her day. This is like, oh, I guess it's too early. Oh, right? Like, why would you care about the number of likes you have if you're really happy with life? You wouldn't. But obviously she's not really there. I think she's a perfect example of everything that's gone wrong.
She's
in the
not
world.
really there. Oh, you think? She's like the opposite of there. She's like in the other direction. She's like on the other side of the world of there.
But she's a perfect example of everything that's gone wrong with the world. Outwardly, she has 200,000 plus subscribers on YouTube. Her videos get tens of thousands of likes. She's making good money on YouTube. Well, she's making decent money on YouTube, putting out videos. She's very popular. She's married. She's very good looking. She lives in Zurich. By all metrics, this girl is, kicking ass and taking names. She's working as a psychologist, I think, in a private practice, so she says, and she's putting out these videos. And these videos are extremely popular. The videos are great quality, and they have a good message, and she is very good at relating that message. She's very coherent. She's got good thoughts. She communicates exceptionally well, and her ideas are very good ideas. But if you look under the covers for just a second, you'll find little things like this. And this whole thing turns out to be a house of cards, I think. I think to a great extent, she's a facade for a lot of things that are not so happy and things that are maybe that are somewhat painful in her life, maybe, or some emptiness that she feels that she needs this recognition on YouTube to be happy. That those are the hidden costs of this phenomena that we're witnessing.
Or maybe it's the fact that she lives in Zurich. Like, it's a great city if you're traveling, if you're just there for a couple of days or the weekend. Don't really go there for the whole week because you'll be, like, bored. It's a great city for the weekend. It's perfect. The weekend, or maybe even the long weekend, if you want to go somewhere like calm, you want to go to a calm place, that's actually good. Like, the lakes are great, the nature is great. It's just, relaxing. But if you live there, you really want to kill yourself. There's
a lot of great nature around a lot of great places. I absolutely agree with you. Zurich is not a place I would live.
It's not a place where you want to live. Did I tell you this story of a friend of mine who's from England and he used to live in Switzerland, in Zurich suburbs. He rented a house there. Did I tell you the story about Christmas lights?
No, I don't think so. No.
So here's the story. It happened a couple of years ago. So he was a friend of mine was living in the suburbs of Zurich. He rented a house, and it was Christmas time, and he had he decided to decorate his house, and he put Christmas lights on the house. Apparently, there were enough of them, so the house was pretty bright, and that was like, I think it was January 2nd. Like basically after all the holidays, when not like an actual policeman, but something. Well, maybe it's a policeman. This service in New York City, not like 911, but 311, where you can call and complain about all the noise or anything. So it was something like that, but in Zurich. So a representative of that service came to his, like, not on his door. And so my friend opened the door, and that person said, okay, so we have a little problem. Like, your neighbors are complaining about the lights in your house, saying that they're too bright and you should take them off. He was like, what?
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, I know. He was like, why didn't they come to me? They're my neighbors. We know each other. Like, we've seen each other in the street. We even said, hello, how are you?
Wow.
Well, he said, hello, how are you? Because he's from England and he's used to that. Apparently, his neighbors never replied to that. So they called the service and complained about the lights. They complained about the fucking lights on January the 2nd. How crazy is that?
That's insane.
I know. Did you also know that there's a rule? I'm not sure whether it's in every single building, but in some buildings for sure, like, you cannot flush your toilet after 10 p.m. because it's way too loud and you can wake up your neighbors, and it's illegal to flush your toilet after 10 p.m. It's real. I'm not making it up. It's real.
I would just go to jail is what I would do.
Yeah.
I would take my chances in prison where I could flush the toilet anytime I want.
You would just move into jail.
Right, exactly. Wow, that's crazy. I know. So So the way we got on all this is that I don't want people to come away the billions of people who are listening to this to come away thinking that they shouldn't better themselves. They should, and they should just take it with a grain of salt and be thinking critically about the information. Think critically. Think about who you are, how you are. Think what applies to you in your life and what really works for you. Try stuff if you think it might work, but don't do it and know that this is the way, like, my life is just going to start being amazing. No, think of it as, here's an idea. I think it might be true. Let me try it and see if it is true, rather than this is the answer to all my problems. Like that. I think that's a much healthier attitude.
Artem, it's a great advice. However, you can't really think critically. Like, eventually you'll just stop thinking critically once all of that information, which is pretty much the same, that you can hear all around you, and that information tells you that there's something wrong with you. And once you hear all of that all the time, every single day, 24/7, you just start believing in this, because this is what everybody else is talking about, and you just can't avoid it. There's such a saying that if you tell the person that he's a pig, eventually he will oink.
Right.
So you can't think about all of the information, all these information flows critically. You just can't take it critically all the time. It's impossible.
What do you do? What's the answer? How do you combat this?
Try not to compare yourself to someone else, especially someone else on YouTube or Instagram. Try to compare yourself to yourself from yesterday. That's a healthy way.
You know what, though? I have a bit of a problem with this. Here's my problem with it. From personal experience, it's a good advice, and it's advice that I found maybe a couple of years ago, even though I probably should have found it much earlier. It's very popular advice. The popular advice is don't compare yourself to others. But what does that mean? What do you do with that idea? Okay, don't compare yourself to others. Fine. Where do I begin to form myself is a question that immediately arises. Because before, you had very tangible, clear idea of how you're supposed to be, or how you should try to be, or how people are that are respected and successful, and you should try to be that way. If you stop comparing yourself to that, what do you do? Do you just kind of, I don't know, sleep in, eat a bunch of Twinkies and watch Netflix and porn? Like, what do you do with yourself as a result of that advice?
That's a great question, Artem. I don't know. Maybe the rule is compare yourself to someone else just every other day. I don't know.
I like that. That's good.
Today you're comparing yourself to Britney Spears or whoever your
well, that would be
favorite person is.
I would be so unhappy with myself if I compare myself with Britney Spears. I would be completely inadequate.
Britney Spears of 2001. I mean, she was pretty good.
Any Britney Spears, I would be completely inadequate. I have no...
Okay, Matt Damon then. You can compare yourself to Matt Damon today, and tomorrow don't.
Okay.
Compare yourself to yourself.
All right.
And then again, take Matt Damon. Remember that he's still awful in sex scenes.
From now on, I'm going to have to remember that, because
oh, yeah, I know.
Until now, I thought it was perfect, but now you destroyed my world.
I know.
My whole world was based on Matt Damon. For some people, it's Kevin Bacon. For me, it's Matt Damon. He was the turtle that was holding up the elephants, who are holding up the whale, who is holding up the earth. And all of that rested on Matt Damon, and you're telling me that there's no Matt Damon, and that kind of destroys my entire worldview, unfortunately.
Who's Kevin Bacon? Bacon sounds like something I want to have for breakfast.
Kevin Bacon. You've never heard of the game, The 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
No.
Oh, okay. Google it after this talk.
Do I spell bacon just like something I want to have for breakfast?
Yes. Kevin Bacon, he's a famous actor.
Oh yeah, I know him. But still, I haven't seen that game.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Google 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. You can YouTube it also. It's popular. It was popular a few years ago, but I don't know if it's still popular. The idea is that the idea was that somebody came up with this idea that everyone in the world is connected to Kevin Bacon, and it started it started in the movies, right? Like basically in the movies, like they would say, this actor was with Kevin Bacon in this movie. And then Kevin Bacon was with this other actor in this other movie, and then this other actor was with this other actor in this other movie. And that's how these two actors are connected. Like, so basically that, I think it was like Kevin Bacon's connected to every actor in the world or something like that. Anyway.
How old is he? He's like...
I don't know.
He's like around 50, I guess.
All the super famous movie stars, I realized that I knew growing up, are now somewhere around 50, which is crazy.
It's not, because you get into 50 soon, so they are, all those famous actors are 50 already.
Take that back.
Eventually you'll be 50. Unless you don't stop eating Napoleon and you'll die before 50 from a heart attack.
You better stop with that 50 talk.
Okay.
My mortality is weighing heavy on my soul.
Okay. I'm not doing that for you. But I have a solution for you. You want to sign up for that? You want to sign up for a seminar?
I do. Please. Anything. Anything to stop feeling
How to stop eating good desserts.
Yeah, anything to stop feeling this anxiety. Please sign me up. Whatever it takes. Any amount of money. I'm ready.
Okay. You'll be getting an email very soon.
That won't actually have the answer. It will just have like a lot of teaser. It'll be 10 pages of teaser, and then I have to click somewhere to get the answer.
You have to click somewhere, pay a lot of money, and then maybe you will get an answer. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed. If you want guaranteed, get a toaster.
I'm actually missing a toaster in this apartment. That's the one thing that this apartment doesn't have, like a microwave. The one thing that this apartment is missing that I'm in. Everything else is pretty legit.
Oh my God! Speaking about toasters, I have a toaster back in Ukraine, and you just made me think that was like the cheapest toaster that have ever existed in the world, and it's been with me since like 2003. And guess what? It's still working perfectly. Like there was nothing wrong with it since 2003.
Nice. I love things like that. Those are great things. I like stuff that works and does what it's supposed to do well. Yeah, I'm a fan. So what's going on with you, Mila? We talked about me. By the way, we have like...
No, we haven't really talked about you. You were talking about Asian people. That's not talking about you. I didn't go to the gym. That's the news about me.
Yeah, but you never do, so that's
I never do, right? So the news would be if I actually go to the gym, which is something I might want to do, but not going to an actual gym, because that's my anxiety time. Actually, I don't like gyms. I don't like to sweat around people.
Interesting. I love the gym. I love the gym.
I don't know. It's just something about, and I have this perfect excuse about not going to the gym because I have scoliosis. So technically, all those scary heavy things that I'm supposed to lift, I cannot do that at all because I have a perfect excuse. I have scoliosis, so technically I'm not supposed to do that because it's even worse for me. Like it will fuck up my back even more than it is already fucked up. So that's why I don't go to the gym.
Fair.
But I'm thinking about maybe going to like doing kickboxing. Like I've been thinking about doing kickboxing, and I usually have that thought when I'm when I'm really angry and I feel like I really want to punch someone, and I don't do that because I'm afraid I will be punched back. So those are the times when I'm thinking about doing kickboxing.
It's good to get a little kickboxing is good to know for everyone, I think.
I think it's just a good good time spending. Good.
It's that time of the month.
No, not really. I'm over that time of the month.
You know that girls supposedly have a verbal time of the month and a like a math time of the month.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, different.
No, by what? I mean, like, I didn't really understand what you're saying. It's
so,
like I'm surprised what you said. I just didn't understand what you said.
So supposedly, girls have a time of the month when they're better in verbal activity, and another time of the month when they're better with math kind of activity. And apparently, it's hormonally driven.
I don't think that's true. I'm always awful at math.
Well, maybe you're always in your period. I don't know.
No, it doesn't really sound like me. I think you know me pretty well, so it doesn't really sound like me. It doesn't really sound like I can do math.
Well, I mean, I know that much. I don't know why. But...
Because I'm bad at math. And apparently, like I've always thought of myself that I'm absolutely great in wording, but looks like I'm not.
Yeah, right, exactly. What are you gonna tell me?
like
I'm great with words. How do I say that thing? I can't.
Yeah, right. Words is the best thing I can do, but I'm sorry. Let me do it again. I can't talk right now.
I say words good.
I guess I should. I guess I should just dye my hair blonde.
You could. Hey, can we talk about something? Can we talk about some current events? I am a little bit opening a Pandora's box, but okay. I kind of want to talk about. I don't know if I want to talk about it, but I think so. The Max Weinstein, what's his name?
The rapist?
Weinstein. Yes, Weinstein. His name is Harvey. Weinstein. It's pronounced.
He's not Weinstein. He's Weinstein. He's a Jewish guy.
No, it's pronounced Weinstein. I know what you're saying, but I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's Weinstein. So he's Harvey Weinstein, and the rapist. Well, I don't know if he's a rapist, but the sexual harasser.
So what do you want to talk about? Did you hear this news that some girls they were like either naked or topless girls? I don't remember what exactly happened. They were like near the American embassy in Moscow, saying that we like Harvey. He's like the best. He's not a sexual harasser. So like we're like supporting him. Did you hear that?
No, I never. What? Who did this?
Some girls in Russia that went to the American embassy topless, supporting this Harvey guy.
What the hell?
Like he didn't do anything. I know.
That's so odd. What? That makes no sense.
Like, what's wrong with women? I just keep saying like, what's wrong with women?
That's so crazy. I don't know. I don't know who it was. There's a group. I saw a documentary about a group in Ukraine and Russia that does these protests, these naked protests. These are these girls that do this
protest
activism.
At least makes sense. This protest.
But why would these girls support him though? That doesn't make any sense. Like these girls generally, like they supported, for example, when Pussy Riots got jailed, they protested against that. I don't see why they would support Harvey Weinstein.
I don't understand that either. It's just it seems so odd.
That's crazy. So what I wanted to say is this. The reason I thought of it is you mentioned that there's these images you see from Disney that you're just supposed to be beautiful and everything will be great. And when you look at all, so now there's a ton of women who came forward alleging that Harvey Weinstein harassed them or somehow abused them. And I believe these women. I believe all of them. I don't know to what extent, but I'm sure that there's a ton of inappropriate things that this dude did. Sounds like he's a pig. Sounds like he's disgusting. Sounds like he's just sexually very troubled. Sounds like he has a problem, to be honest. Sounds like he doesn't know how to deal with sexuality and with women and with sex in general. Sounds like he's got a lot of issues. And he's a pig and he's a piece of shit for doing what he did. However, if you look at the story that each one of these girls presents, they all have the exact same story. I was floating around being amazing and awesome and beautiful, and I was going to go and meet this person, Harvey Weinstein, who is going to just, out of nowhere, for no reason, make me a superstar overnight. All of these girls have this story, which is, I'm going to go meet with Harvey Weinstein because he's a powerful film producer, and I expect nothing to happen. I expect him not to want anything. Just because I have pretty eyes or whatever the reason is, he's going to make me famous and I'm going to make a lot of money and be very, very popular. And of course, they show up. He talks to them for 1 minute, and then he's like, okay, girl, let's go to my hotel room. And they're all shocked. They're shocked and amazed. What?
Like, how could you? You're big.
I thought that the fact that I look this way and I'm this incredible human being somehow, that this is the reason why you want to talk to me, and my limitless talents are the reason why you're meeting with me, Mr. Extremely famous, extremely wealthy, extremely powerful film producer. Right? So all of these girls are now coming out with the shock and awe that this dude wanted something from them. Look, not excusing what he did in the least. What he did was terrible. Nobody should do that. He needs to be, if there was unwanted sexual activity there, that he should be brought to justice for it. That's potentially harassment, potentially rape. Whatever that is not okay. However, there's two people in this story, and it's not horrible Weinstein and naive, innocent, know-nothing girl. It's a woman who was trying to take advantage of a situation and thought she was going to get amazing riches for nothing, and then becomes very surprised when she realizes that amazing riches and time with Harvey Weinstein don't happen for nothing. There's things that a guy like Harvey Weinstein wants because he's a powerful man and he's got urges. He doesn't apparently know how to deal with these urges very well, but that's the situation. And all of these girls have this exact same story. It's like I was coming out of some of these girls are completely not known at all. That he met them somewhere in the street. Some of these women were kind of micro celebrities in their realm. They had some experience, but all of them have the exact same story. I'm going to show up and spend 5 minutes with this guy, and for no reason at all, he's going to make me famous and rich. I think there's a little bit of a imbalance there. There's an imbalance there. These women should
it is an imbalance here. Like, I agree with you 100%. He is a pig. He definitely has issues. He should not behave the way he behaved, and he should really stop that. But these women, like, seriously, I absolutely agree with you. That's exactly my opinion as well. Like, when they met him at his hotel room, like, so he invited me to his hotel room to talk business. Like, what? You don't talk business in someone's hotel room. You talk business in a business room. You talk business at a restaurant. You talk business over a coffee, but not in a hotel room.
True.
What do you think is going to happen there? You're going to sign up a contract?
Yeah.
No. First you suck the dick, then you sign up a contract. This is the rule of a hotel room.
That is how hotel rooms work. It is true. That is in the rules. It's actually, you know how each hotel room has this little plaque that hangs on the wall that has these 15 things about fire safety and taxes.
Specifically in LA, they should put that one thing. They should add that one thing to that list of the rules of the hotel. This first suck the dick, then sign up the contract and be a movie star. It might be called the Weinstein rule.
The Weinstein clause. If you are not that famous, and if you're not that rich, if you're not that powerful, if what you have to offer Harvey Weinstein is really not that unique in terms of your professional or artistic achievement, then guess what? You're there for the sex. And thinking that it's just the miracle of life just smiled upon you, and you just won the lottery, and you were just so cute that Harvey couldn't help himself, and just for your amazing cuteness, you're just going to become rich and famous. I think that's a little ridiculous. And
all these women sound like sugar babies. Like they want to go on a transatlantic trip. They want to get a Gucci purse and Louboutin shoes and do nothing in return. And they're like, yeah, nailed it. I got all the good stuff and I don't have to suck his dick.
Right. Well, that is the ultimate trick. Well, they also want to take the Instagram pic with that. Really, that's the purpose, right? Basically, they don't even want any of those things. They just want Instagram pics with those things. That's when you know it's legit. After you take the Instagram pic, they can just throw everything out. Throw out the jet, throw out the purse. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not really good with Instagram rules. I'm just taking pictures of sunsets and I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, you're not. You're not at all plugged into what's going on in the world, Mila. Not at all plugged in. Instagram is what's going on. But the point is, I'm kind of I think I'm surprised that you agree with me, because I didn't really expect a lot of people to feel like this. I think a lot of women are experiencing this outrage emotion that really blocks any other ideas related to this guy.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, that was it. That's really it.
I absolutely understand why these women are so angry and why they feel this way, because I understand they actually thought that they could meet this great famous producer and maybe get a role in a movie. But there's always something in between the lines that you have to read. It's like I get their frustration and why they saying this, because eventually they didn't get a movie part.
They cut a whole other part. They got a part they weren't interested in.
Well, yeah, sort of. I get that frustration because they wanted to get everything and pay nothing back. But the world just doesn't work like that. You always kind of have to pay back, or either right away or within time. Especially when it comes to movies and Hollywood.
Sure.
In fact, you have to pay in advance, and then hopefully you will maybe achieve something. But I'm not really into the movie business yet, so I don't really know.
Right after the podcast, Mila, we're going to have a feature film.
Well, the good thing is that now I know that this guy exists, and I definitely know who to go to and whose dick I have to suck to get a part in the movie.
I think it just makes things simpler, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always...
apparently I have to hook up with Kevin Spacey, so...
It is always good to know whose dick you should suck. It's so helpful. I mean, otherwise you can just suck a bunch of dicks for nothing.
What's there for a guy to do? What if a man wants to get in the business? Clearly, there's no fellatio involved in that scenario. What do you do?
Again, you're so cute. There's no such thing as everybody is equal. Women are still not equal as men. So there's no such thing as there's a extremely powerful woman who can decide whether she wants this guy to fuck her for a movie part or not.
Right. So what's a guy to do? Agree. 100% agree. So what to do? What's a guy to do? We don't have this we don't have an option of putting on heels and makeup and going out sexy hoping Harvey Weinstein notices us.
Just be gay.
Doesn't sound appealing. Doesn't sound appealing.
Well, maybe that's why you're not a movie star.
I don't know. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I mean, it's probably partially true, but I don't think it's that true. I don't think I don't think there's enough gay leaders in the movie business to make that a guarantee.
Unless you're transsexual, maybe just then. But I don't. Let's just drop this because I don't really know a lot about this. So I can't really.
All right, we'll wind it back. We'll wind it back.
I guess if you're a guy, you have to deal with another guy, and there are other rules that apply. You don't have to suck someone's dick. You just make business. This is how it works.
Right. So I think there's an element of something like there.
This dick sucking option for men just doesn't exist. This is a second option for women. Women can have the talent and can suck a dick. It's like a plan B.
Yeah, and that kind of rubs me the wrong way, and maybe that's what really ticks me a bit about this story with Harvey Weinstein. Is I feel that these women were going in hoping that giving him just enough sexual innuendo would be sufficient to get riches. But it turns out his price was a lot higher. He wanted a lot more sexual activity than they were willing to offer. But I'm sure none of these women showed up in a sports jacket or
of course not.
Or a hoodie and just
chill pants. They were using their sexuality 100%. I am sure.
They all, of course, they all came up in heels and skirts and makeup done and hair did and smelling good and being flirty and touchy and smiley. I'm sure they all did that. And for whatever reason, that's okay. Because why? Because somebody said that's okay, right? Somebody decided that's normal. That's not harassing. But then as soon as things got heavier, because he wanted to push the envelope, then it's not okay. I don't know. Something about that it doesn't sit well with me.
This situation sounds like any situation with double standards. Like I can be on this, I can support the girl's part and I can support this dude's part to some extent because both of them are kind of guilty, and both are not guilty at the same time.
I think Harvey is more guilty in this case. Apparently he did some crazy shit. Like he would whip out his schlong in front of these girls and literally ask them to be there while he masturbates, or he asked them to come into the shower when he was naked,
that's disgusting.
Or to give him a when he was naked and he wanted a massage. This dude is a pig. He's a disgusting animal and clearly not okay. Clearly not okay asking girls to do that. So he certainly carries the brunt of the wrongness in this situation. I just don't think that the women here are these naive creatures that got caught in the midst of something completely and entirely unexpected.
Well, did he do this in the lobby of the hotel or in his room?
No, in his room. In his room, of course.
So don't go to his room.
Right.
Again, what do you think is going to happen in a hotel room? Seriously. It's like going to a sauna and thinking that you will be signing a business contract for importing cups from China. No. You're going to have sex in sauna.
And some of these girls...
This reminds me, speaking about, I'm sorry, I think I told you this story before. The story of my story of the hotel room.
Right.
With the Hollywood producer. Did I tell you the story?
Oh, with the Hollywood producer? No.
Yeah, this happened. Oh my God, I think I told you the story. Like the same day when I met with Jason Statham.
Okay.
Did I tell? Okay, here's the story. Oh my God, I have my own Hollywood. I have my own hotel room story. Except that
you have your own Harvey Weinstein story. You should come out with it. Now's the time.
Sort of. Except that I never went to the hotel room, so here I am, not famous.
Sucker. Bad choices.
I have only myself to blame for that. Except that I never wanted to be a movie star. Anyway, so that was the presentation of the movie, the first part of the movie, The Expendables. And that happened in Kiev, in Ukraine, and there were obviously the producers of the movie as well. And this is when Jason Statham hit on me, and I was so disappointed because he appeared to be a little shorter than I thought he was, and he was like all smiling. He was all charming and smiling to me, and I thought that he does not look good with a smile. He looks good with Kalashnikov instead. So I was totally disappointed, and after the press conference, I went to the elevator, heading just to leave the. That was actually the press conference was in the hotel where they stayed. That was in the conference room of the hotel.
He's my hype, Mila, by the way. I take offense.
Yes, you can. You can take an offense.
What a dick. All right, fine. Go ahead. Sorry.
So the press conference of those guys happened in the hotel where they stayed. I guess the organizers of that event just decided to save some money on security, going from one place to another. So when the press conference was over, I went to the elevator trying to, leave the hotel basically. And right in the elevator, I met two guys who appeared to be the producers of The Expendables. And when we went from the third floor to the lobby, basically we went out of the elevator together and we went to the lobby to have some coffee. Because, it's not that I meet Hollywood producers every day. I was curious. I was a journalist back then. So maybe I thought that I can, write a better story about this whole thing. Because I'm like having coffee with the producers, without even planning that. Like I didn't even know they were there. So we were having coffee, and one of them went to give an interview to someone else, and this other guy stayed with me. We were chatting. It was pretty interesting and new to me. And then he was like, "Let's go to my room." I'm like, "No, I don't feel like it. Thank you, but let's stay here." Like, okay, like I knew what he was, asking. I'm like, "No, thank you." And he was like, "Okay, well, do you think you can just hold my hand while I'm jerking off?"
Are you sure that this wasn't Harvey Weinstein that you talked to?
I'm not sure. I should Google that. Actually, I think I still have the business cards of those two guys. Maybe I should check that. So yeah, when he told me well, if you don't want to, could you please, no, he didn't say please. Could you hold my hand while I'm jerking off then?
This was in English, in Ukraine.
Yes,
wow.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was 2000 and maybe 11. What was the year when the first part of the Expendables was released? I think it was 2011.
2010, 2011. The very first Expendables, yeah?
Yeah, the very first Expendables.
So Avi Lerner, Kevin Templeton, and John Thompson were the producers. Any one of those sound familiar?
Let me Google that.
One is this white-haired guy, really old.
Yes, they were two Jewish guys in their 50s back in 2011.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which one of them asked you to jerk him off?
The short one. I don't know if you can see any picture.
White hair or dark hair?
They both had white hair.
So
actually, the hair.
You're telling me Avi Lerner asked you to jerk him off? He's 70.
Yeah. They were old. Back then they were old. Maybe not even 50. They're like maybe 60. Like, I don't know. That's why I said no. What do you think? That's why I said like no, thank you.
If he was younger, you'd be like yes.
It depends, but they were just disgusting. So when he actually asked me like, would you hold my hand while I jerk off? That was the first time I actually used the word the phrase in English, go fuck yourself, and I left.
Well, actually, that's what he was intending to do in the first place, so I don't think that was a big stretch.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me Google which one of them it was. Like, I don't remember their names because
that is crazy. This crazy.
It is. It is. And usually when I tell this story, people just don't believe me.
You should come out with the story right now. Are you kidding me? This is the time, Mila. This is the time. Are you kidding me now?
We should put the tags in this episode, like the meta tags, so that people can find it. No, seriously.
At the very least, you should ransom him for money. At the very least, a woman just got $37 million from what's his face, who got fired from Fox.
Was it Fox or ABC News?
No, Fox. This guy, I forgot his name. He's like super. The spin stops here. Crap.
Oh my God! No wonder guys don't do
Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly. Yeah, Bill O'Reilly. He got fired for yet another sexual harassment suit.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was ABC.
He paid $37 million to this woman.
No wonder.
To shut her up.
No wonder guys do not do any moves on the first dates now because they're afraid they're gonna be sued.
Mila, you could be. We could be. You could be rich. What are you doing? If Arby Lerner asked you to give him a handy in the hotel, you should contact his representative and say you need to be a millionaire immediately. This is a huge story. Huge story. This guy's huge.
This is a true story. Like, it happened.
Well, you need to come out with things like this. Come out right now. Now's the time. This is when people are coming out about stuff. Things like this. This is now the time to do it. Later is going to be too late. I can't believe you never told me this.
I think I told you this.
I can't believe I ignored it completely when you told me this.
This is like my haha story.
No, I know your Jason Statham story. I knew that. I didn't know that the later part. Or maybe I did. I just forgot. I don't know.
Maybe you just forgot about it.
Maybe I just didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I didn't think it was like. Maybe I didn't think it was someone very famous. I thought it was just some retarded dude who's asking you to do this. But this is a huge guy. Are you kidding me?
I don't think it. Okay, I still have these two guys. The business cards. So one of them was Avi Lerner, and another one was Danny Dimbord. And back, on their business card, I think now their company is renamed into something else. But cards, back then it was New Image.
New Image, that's the production company. Yeah, Danny Dimbord is huge. These are guys who are huge in the movie business. Huge.
Let me Google which one of them was it. Yeah, it was Danny Dimbord. Yeah.
Oh my God, Mila! Oh my God, we're so rich. We're gonna be rich.
Yeah, it was him. Oh my God, this motherfucker is so disgusting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was him.
Go get your money, girl. Go get that money. I think this is like a thing. This is what these guys do. These producers.
Yeah, this is what they do, exactly.
This is what they do, obviously. Oh my God, you need to come out with your story.
You know what? Actually, when he like before he said that, he was like, he was trying to make me think that I can be a star. And I remember, like, even now, it's been what, like 7 years, right, since 2011. And now I still remember that I made this joke, like, you know what, like, stop it, like, I'm not interested in becoming a movie star. Like, I know what you're doing, just stop it. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in becoming a Hollywood star.
I would love to be a Hollywood star. I would totally go for it, and I would be very disappointed when I got to his hotel room.
looks like you don't have any choice because you have no dick to suck. Because you're a guy, right? And as we just figured it out, you have no choice other than doing business.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So yeah, that's my hotel room story of 2011.
That is crazy.
Except that I never went to that room.
And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for joining us on this episode. If you don't like someone and you're not old friends, it is a subpar idea to go to their hotel room. Remember, in life and in love, there's no free lunch. This was the AM Talk with Artem and Mila. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter at TheAMTalk. As always, tell your family, tell your friends, don't tell your mama. Till next time.